Before the teams are introduced, which is exactly what's happening on court, and what a sight that is. And here are the Turkish players, one or two names not involved, of course, but there are plenty of big names here too, the likes of Melih. Look out for Serhat Sanli as well, and Gökçe'nin, Kotsal. Three big names and survivors of Turkey's ill-fated bid to lift FIBA Eurobasket 2017 on home soil, which of course ended in disappointment on their own home courts. Turkish fans then, expats and travellers, here to make some serious noise in support of their heroes. And here are the home team, Sweden. One or two familiar names here. If you've been following the Basketball Champions League with us, you'll recognise one or two of these players. Look out for Ludwig Haakensen with 12 on his back, with the Estudiantes in Spain. Tobias Borg, the first man out there, has just signed in the last month or so for Gran Canaria too. And players here following their fortunes in the game, in the likes of Switzerland, Belarus, just across the road, of course, in Finland as well. Two players stand out, though, Haakensen and Serapovics, who plays his basketball in Minsk these days, 6'7" shooting guard. Put up some good numbers in the November window. And you think they have got to win tonight to give themselves any chance at all of making the second qualification round. We'll explain that all, though, for you over the course of the game. But first, the anthems. Both anthems heard in great respect. And there the two coaches, Ufuk Sarıkaya and Vedran Bosnic, old friends, of course. And they'll greet each other as old friends after proceedings later. Whether they respect their referees afterwards is another matter, but I'm sure that will still be the case. Officials tonight from Spain, Latvia, and from Romania as well. And the formalities almost now complete. Remember, this is in Group B of qualification for the second round. And also in this group, Latvia and Ukraine. Ukraine leading Latvia, surprisingly, 24-16 early in the second quarter there. This the Turkish lineup for tonight. Look out for Kotsal right at the bottom of the screen, and Mamutoglu as well in the early part. Mamutoglu and Kotsal, both survivors of the Eurobasket campaign. Bobby Dixon, now known as Ali Mohammed, starting tonight as well. So plenty of experience in that starting five. As for Sweden, Well, one or two unfamiliar names there, but look out for 12 Hackinson and 13 Serapovics. Last made it to a major finals all of 5 years ago now, and they're keen to try and make sure they have a chance of getting through to the World Cup. Second round place would not be a disappointment for them, it has to be said. And Serapovics amongst the starters. Look out for Masamba, the Congolese-born point guard, as well as Eriksson and the big centre Beganda. It's going to be a right old battle in. What performances can he extract from his charges tonight? It's going to have to be improved. Lost both of their games in the November window, of course. Lost 76-84 to Ukraine in Norrköping and 73-82 in Latvia. Bear in mind that Ukraine still leading Latvia, although early stages of the second there. 26-19 for Ukraine. So as you can see, Sweden in the mainly gold kit. Turkey in their traditional red and white colours. And how good it is to hear an atmosphere made up of two team supporters. It's going to be lively. And it is Sweden who eventually pick up the first touch of the ball, but first possession will be for Turkey. And here is Ali Mohammed, of course, better known perhaps as Bobby Dixon, the naturalised player for Turkey. Here he is once more, getting a decent screen from Sanley. Cocks out, floats it up and banks it for two. And we're off and running in this FIBA World Cup qualifier in Stockholm. Masamba under pressure already from Mohammed. Gets out from Beganda. Serapovics, look out for him. Oh, that Turkish player goes to ground. No foul called by the officials. Koksal it was who went flying. But the foul is called on Turkey. Let's look at it again as the hit well placed by Sanley to draw the foul. First one of the game. All very feisty around the arc already. Serapovics at the low post. Can he float it up? Oh, he can. Now that's class. Playing at a very high quality of basketball in Minsk. And Sweden need him to have that inside presence and giving back up to the centres, the likes of Beganda, Eriksson and maybe even Kjellbom later on. Mohammed for three. Knocks it down beautifully. Turkey starting as they mean to go on. Masamba. Over the top, floats it to Serapovics again. Long two this time. No, at the feet behind the line. All tied. Turkish fans already in good voice. So much red and gold across the bleachers, and offensive foul called by the officials. And it's Turan, the man who's been playing his Basketball Champions League action. If you've been following that with us, it's Pina Kasiyaka. Missed out on Eurobasket 2017 as well, so perhaps with a little bit to prove as Eriksson finds Serapovics. Try the long two off the glass, but doesn't drop for him. And the rebound goes to Sanley. You'll see a few of those during the course of the game. Burson. Turan. Back to Sanley on the edge of the arc. Mohammed looking for some space. He can't find it, but he'll find Burson again. Now here's Sanley with not much time on the shot clock. Off the rim. Rebound. Oh, and there's a foul call on Sweden there. All a bit of a mess in the lane. Let's watch it again. Baganda never let Stanley off at any stage. And Masamba, as you can see, is called for the foul. Turin back to Burson. Doesn't drop for him second or third time, and somehow Turkey get the eventual rebound. 10 seconds on the shot clock. Mohammed over the top. Here's Stanley. Oh, can't land the slam. But is he fouled? And maybe he's not the only one who's suffering. All very, very committed from Sweden. Gadafors goes down heavily. Look at this commitment. Never going to let Stanley get in there. It's a clear foul. No question about that. I suspect Vedran Bosnic rather pleased with the commitment from his players so far. And listen to that atmosphere already. Who says this is a meaningless game? Nobody inside this 8,000 capacity arena. You can extend it to 9 if there's concerts involved. I don't think anybody wants to hear the music necessarily, but there's a wonderful sound around. Stanley played ever so well for his club over the last 12 months or so. He only makes 1 from 2 there. And away come the Swedes. Serapovic. Gadafors hopefully recovered from that strong foul. That's not particularly crafty from Sweden, and they get away with it there. Poor pass, couldn't pick out Kotsal. And Turin alive to the dangers for Sweden there on the fast break. I doubt his coach will mind too much at this stage in the proceedings. Already the press coming on from Turkey. Masamba. Sweden have to keep the momentum going, though. Can't let Turkey get away early on. Turkey perhaps content to just stay in second or third gear for now. Eriksson needs some backup, but there's no way Masamba is going to find Serapovic in time. And surely Masamba or Eriksson could have taken responsibility there. Shot clock violation. Whether they heard it amongst the din of this atmosphere is another question. Mohammed. Burson. Gets some space down the lane. Oh, good foul. It's called on Baganda, I think. And that's his second. Young man at 20 years of age. But he's certainly prepared to put his body on the line there. Looks a lot younger than 20 as well. And he's 6'11" centre. Look out though for Joachim Kjellbom, the 38-year-old veteran. Almost certainly to get some minutes. Still prized as one of the very best players that Sweden have produced over the last few years. 7-foot centre there as well. And it is as we thought. Turkey looking to go inside at every opportunity. Sweden have to be equal to it. Gadafors finds Masamba just inside the half. Well, back inside, Baganda all on his own. Gets some backup from Eriksson off the rim. Decent rebound from Serapovic, and the foul called. It's going to be on Turkey and that man Burson. And I don't think Turkey's coach is particularly impressed with that. Look at the amount of, well, you would have seen the number of bodies that Baganda had to battle with for the ball. It's Serapovic this time at the low post. Gadafors for 2, a long 2, just doesn't drop for him. It might be low scoring, but there's plenty of interest in this one right now. Both teams shooting 33% right now, as The whistle goes once more. The Gander's picked up another foul. And he has to take a seat now. And Mohammed, with all of his experience, both in America and Turkey, keen to take the foul. That's his second. And Spires is in. One of the many who've been at the Suriati Kings team, one of Sweden's most successful teams. 4 seconds on the shot clock here. And as Turkey somehow avoid the basket, Koksal there trying to generate some drive. And away comes Eriksson for Sweden. Tight opening here. 3 team fouls for Turkey. To give. Or back inside. Lovely play from Sweden, but they can't finish the job off. Gadefors there with a simple layup, you'd have thought. Mohammed over the top. Stanley, you'd think he can't miss from there, but he can. And Spires is there. And that is, of course, his goaltending. (8-5) it is. Turkey in charge. But Sweden giving it everything here. Gadefors over the top. And it's all very messy indeed. And Sweden in danger of going off the rails here right now. Burson prepared to just slow it down. Mohammed. Serapovic, the company, gets a decent screen from Herrar, who's just come on. Mohammed driving down the lane. Back outside. Here's Turan off the rim. Looked like it came off a Turkish hand to me, and that's what Serapovic is arguing, but he's not going to get any joy from the official there. Sweden just going a little cold on the road. 25% inside, Turkey 40%. Got to have some more production in that area. Oh, that'll help. Gadefors steals it, enjoys the slam too. Well, that tightens things up. And listen to that crowd. Here it is again. Gadefors, great vision to pick out the pass. And any player worth his salt's going to enjoy that. Oh, poor. That was really poor from Koksal. You'd expect more from him with his reputation. Masamba for a long, long three. Seemed a little rushed. Had options. And once again, Turkey content to take their time. Herrar. Floated up by Mohammed once again, and Sweden get another rebound. Those fans in gold and blue keeping very interested right now as we enter the last 3 minutes of the opener. Oh, nice inside play, and he draws the foul. Look at the coach getting all excited. Wonderful play to pick out Spires, and he draws the foul, and look at that. He knows how encouraging this start for Sweden is. Turan with the foul. And more changes being made. And as potential surprises go, and I stress this is only the first quarter, as Spires' first free throw goes awry. Turan out, incidentally. So to Mohammed. We see Sipahi and Geshem into the game. We're all tied then at 8. Håkansson into the game for the first time for Sweden, incidentally. Masamba steps out. And we'll be talking one of the bigger upsets in European basketball if the Swedes were to pull this off, but very early days at the moment as Herrar picks it up and draws the foul off Spires, I think it was. Gadefors, in fact, gets the call. Another change being made by the Swedish coach. In steps Martin Palmblad, another Sudiyati Kings player. And it's Gadafors who makes way for him. Yeah, Turkey at the moment ranked 9th in Europe, 13 overall according to the FIBA World Rankings presented by Nike. Sweden, well, we have to go a fair way down to pick them out. 53rd in the world, 29th in Europe. But as we all know, strange things can happen in basketball. And as we see another team foul called on Sweden. On Turkey, I beg your pardon. Sipahi. After Palmblad drew the foul. Here is Håkansson. Slips it out to Eriksson. Eriksson floats it up. Oh, makes it look easy as well. Sweden not letting Turkey out of their sights right now. Here's Bersen for three in the corner. Herrar doing his best to find the rebound. In the end, Sweden come away with it. Herrar's not had an awful lot of opportunity for Galatasaray or even in the Turkish league. He's yet to play in European competition. Keen to make his impact here, certainly, as Bersen just about keeps it in bounds. Sipahi, oh, great move. Herrar is clattered, no foul given, and away comes Sweden. Eriksson. Now, can they stretch this out to a three-point lead, maybe even a four-point lead? Håkansson picks out Spires, got to make it off the rim. But was there a foul on Serapovic? It was from Herrar. That's Herrar's first foul. There's Gessim. And the coach watch on. It's not exactly a cakewalk here. Serapovic's so deadly. He's one of the very best performers for Sweden in the November window. Until it's half-time in Riga, and a bit of a surprise, Latvia down 30-40 to Ukraine. So let's see how this one takes shape. There is plenty of scope for surprises as we continue on the road to China next year. Herrar over the top. Sipahi makes it simple. We're back to a one-point game. Here's Håkansson now. Inside the final minute. Eriksson. Had Spires open, but opts for the three. And why not when you can land shots like that? Sweden lead by 4. Got to get something going here, Turkey. Back outside, and Koksal can't find anything but the rim. But Spires is going to get called for the foul, and he hates it. He's just going to have to deal with it, though. Loving the commitment here from the Swedes. And as we see, the Turks make yet another change with Herrar going to the line. Turin in, Bersen out, Gessim back in with Koksal taking his seat on the bench. 2 from 2 from Herrar. Coach will like that, so will they too. 31 seconds left in the opener. Long way to go, but Sweden unquestionably the happier of the two teams as we approach the end of this first quarter. Håkansson. He's got to get a move on here. 3 seconds on the shot clock. Goes down the lane all on his own. Oh, what a layup that would have been. Sweden will get another bite through Spires. It's off the rim again. Could Turkey get something before the buzzer? They'll float it up, but it doesn't even make the glass. And a very entertaining opening quarter gets completed with Sweden leading by the 2 points. And if any team is winning the inside battle, it is the home team in Stockholm. Great atmosphere, not far off a full house now. And there you see, Sweden 15-13 up. And plenty to enjoy from that. Sweden with the distinct advantage inside. But the stats suggest it's level pegging. A little bit more accuracy, and they could be in front by more, no question about that. They've certainly got the edge outside. 50% shooting, 20%. And here you see the stats. 50% from outside. Turkey not remotely on the money from beyond the arc. And these some of the key moments in that first quarter. Eriksson, incidentally for Sweden, real presence inside. Shooting 3 from 4. Also landed, that's overall of course, 2 from 3 outside as well. 8 points to him overall. Just 4 from Serapovic, but Håkansson only played short of 3 minutes in that opening quarter, and you would think he's going to be key late on. Stanley has picked up a couple of fouls early on for Turkey. Their points more spread around, even though Mohamed and Sandy lead with 3. You've got Herrar with 2, Koksal 2, so too Sipai. So there is a range of options for scoring that perhaps the Swedes don't have, and maybe that will tell as we head towards closing stages of this World Cup qualifier. Well, here we go again. Oh, the alley-oop to start from Sweden. That's rather nice. Spires finishing off the alley-oop, beautifully put up by Lindqvist. Sweden catching Turkey unawares then, a little cold. Little push there from Tobias Borg, who's come on. Sweden with Borg, Håkansson, Lindqvist, Palmblad and Spires. He's taking the chance, Coach Bosnich, to rest 1 or 2 players. Borg into the game for just about the first time, but Spires with the most game time so far, with 5:35 on the clock. 7 seconds on the shot clock, though, for Turkey. There's a Mamatoglu who's not been in the game so far, starts it up. Gesim can't land from outside. Herrar with the rebound. And he draws the foul as well. He's having a real impact inside for Turkey. Certainly picking up more than the odd rebound. That's his 3rd. Borg, as you can see, with his 2nd foul. Mamatoglu gets the screen from Herrar. Back outside, all the way out to Gesim. But it's Sipai will have the 3 attempts. Back to a point. Much to enjoy in this one. Don't go anywhere else. Here's Håkansson for Sweden. Gets eventually the screen from Spires, but it doesn't really help him out an awful lot. Palmblad all the way back out, but Sweden just frustrated, even though that's pretty nice from Håkansson just after the buzzer, though. No signs of stress right now on the face of the Turkey coach. Sipai, Herrar, Gethin. Turin is back in. Over the top to Herrar, but spires in quickly. It doesn't stop Herrar contributing once again, though, and he proving to be a real thorn in the Swedish flesh right now. Oh, that's nice. Floated up quite sensationally by Tobias Borg. Gets past three big men and nips through for the layup. All at 6 foot of him. Mamatoglu already making his presence felt. Here's Sapai. Plays it back. Mamatoglu tried the fake. And did he draw the foul? Hakanson will get it. Just the faintest of touches there, wasn't it? But that's enough. And it's Hakanson's first, and intriguing to see Coach Bosnich keep him out of the game right now. Very intriguing. But plenty of changes. Serapovic's back in, Lindqvist out, Masamba is back in too. Not afraid to rotate the roster as Turkey tries the putback from Cox out, and it doesn't work for him. Turkey just shooting 40% at the moment inside. Sweden 45. The game plan working right now for Coach Bosnich and his players, but can they sustain it? Borg all on his own. What a layup that would have been. It's a decent rebound from number 13. But that was made by Borg, finished off by Serapovic, and got the and one. What about this? The introduction of pace, and then the execution from the Minsk man. And it brings a timeout as well. A moral victory for Coach Bosnich and Sweden. Turkey timeout. Less than 7.5 to play in the half.
Aynı şey senin için geçerli. Sana da şunu söyleyeceğim. Basit oyna. Yani biz seni tek başına skoruna ihtiyacımız yok. Basit oyna. Ha sağ türlü at. Çevirip acayiplikler yapma. Bak savletmemiz lazım.
Earlier on him. Good contact. And what we focus. When they shoot, we all go to rebound. Yes. Listen, again next time is motion side. Now they will probably play hedge. Take dribbling out and be ready to swing or wait Martinez for extra speed. You touch him and you go to the rim. Like that.
Well, that's what passion is in Bosnian, admittedly speaking in English. But he is fired up, and veteran Bosnich is doing his best to keep his players fired up right now, and they are responding to his exhortations. It is a quality game these Swedes are playing right now. And at 20, that is Eriksson, of course. Marcus Eriksson taking his seat on the sidelines. And he's had a good opening period of this game. Eriksson, incidentally, still with the 8 points. And there's the and one added by Palmlad. 3-point play in the end. 4-point in it. Sweden with the advantage. And Turkey under a little bit of pressure right now, but that's the first time in the game. But here's Mamatoglu trying to fire it in from distance. Off the rim, and away comes Masamba for Sweden. Borg had a real presence so far. It'd be really encouraging for Coach Bosnich so far. Oh, is that stolen away? No, Turkey doing their best. Oh, what a pass that is to pick up Masamba. Oh, that was brilliant. Palmlad, how did he get that ball away? Sweden lead by 6. He was under pressure on the backcourt violation. Had Masamba open, picked him out off balance. Swedes definitely with hope here right now. Sapai for Turkey. All open, and can't fail to make that too. Just nibbles slightly at that lead. With Masamba, does well to get away momentarily from Coxell, but the 6'5" guard will pick up the foul. Just the little touch to the knee, which in other circumstances might have been quite entertaining, perhaps, for Masamba. I don't know. His first foul. Plenty of change as well. Coxell immediately out. Mohamed back in. Burson into. Gets him out for Turkey. Eriksson back in the game for Sweden as well. There's Serapovic for the long two. Off the rim. Sweden need every shot to go their way right now. If they can take a 5-6 point lead into the half, they'll be very, very pleased with their efforts. Here's Herrar. Already a major problem for them. Sipai for three. Off the rim. It's just not working outside for the visitors here tonight. Borg. Looking for the screen, gets it from Spies to the corner. Masamba. Here is Palm. What about this? It's Marcus Eriksson. And look at the lead for Sweden. They lead by 7. Latvia, I'm sure, taking a very close interest in this one. And Eriksson, well, that's his third three-point play of the night. And now it's the Sweden fans that you can hear. Mohamed under all sorts of pressure. Shot clock struggling. Mamatoglu just got it away. It was off the rim in the end. Now can Sweden make it a double-digit lead, perhaps? Eriksson, recovered by Masamba. Plenty of time soon. Sweden don't need to rush it. Oh, Masamba all on his own, and I think that might, will give him the benefit of the doubt there off the ankle of Herrar. 7.7 seconds to play. Herrar has seen enough action, according to his coach. Just a sign of tension there on the Turkish bench as well. They're not looking thrilled. Serapovic drives for the lane. Oh, beautiful! 9-point lead for Sweden. And that tension on the Turkish bench just went up a notch. What about that? Nothing Stanley can do about it whatsoever. And 9 points, as you can see. Turkey needs something. Mamatoglu will go all the post. What a block! Serapovic dismissed. Veteran Bosnic loving that. What about this? There's a top-class guard. And he's beaten all ends up. 7 seconds on the shot clock. Like I say, Turkey needs something. Will Mohamed deliver? He can't off the rim. Who's going to get the rebound? It's those men in gold and blue again. And they draw the foul. I think it is off Mamatoglu. With Gadafors looking strong. Masamba, that will sit. In fact, it's of course not Mamatoglu. And it's Burson who's called for his second. Can Sweden take it to double digits? Eriksson being double teamed right now. Sipai all over him, floats it up. Oh, it just won't drop for him. Is that the turning point perhaps in this second quarter? Less than 4 to play before half-time. Big moments these for both teams. Mohamed, almost loses it. Burson gonna have to go himself, drives it up the lane, and that's superb. 6'9", small forward, doing the business, as he has been for his club as well in the Turkish Super League. Oh, that might be a break. Masamba, all open is Eriksson. You don't want to give him that sort of room. But this time he's off at cue. Maybe Sweden just going a little cold right now. Mamatoglu gets a bit of help from Stanley. Will he try to go himself? No, he won't. He gets it to Burson. Burson has to shoot it from outside, off the rim once again. Everybody getting into the spirit of things. Not quite sure what's more striking, the yellow blazer or the molten basketball hat, as Serapovic draws the foul. Sipai's looking the guilty party there. And indeed it is. Sipai, 6'6" point guard from Besiktas, one of the 5 players on the roster tonight who were at Eurobasket 2017. Masamba. You've got to wind the clock down here as much as anything, Sweden, but they've got to keep producing. Begander back in the game for Sweden. Masamba has to put it up. Another shot clock violation. I think that's the 3rd for Sweden. Mohamed all the way back outside, and that is the danger. Tunca from outside, and immediately Bosnic calls the timeout. And suddenly Turkey backs it within 4, but that is what established basketball nations could do to you. Mohamed with the vision to pick out Tunca and look for the Turkish fans behind the basket. And immediately ready to call the timeout. What does Coach Bosnic want to say?
Hey, when they deny, listen me. Any sense what they deny, let's move to another side. Maka running, example, he can't receive the ball. Cut, let's go to another side more. And you make screen, they can receive the ball.
Hey,
listen.
They play over aggressive, so be aggressive. They have to call the foul.
Listen now. Fist.
Abi burada sağına geleceğiz. Burası single side Buğra.
Single side is Buğra.
Tepede Metecan. Kenan burada.
And Kenan, we set up like this.
Yalnız burayı açık tut. Hatta şuraya başla. Gitle beraber. Şov varsa.
Well, Turkey getting themselves back into this. Sipai's been pretty useful from outside and also with those long twos. In the other game in Group B, Ukraine leading Latvia early in the 3rd quarter, 43-32. Both those two teams 1-1 from the November window, so big game for those two. And remember, all these 4 teams meet again on Monday, with Turkey going to Riga and Sweden going to the Ukraine. Serapovic for Sweden. Not much time on the shot clock, doesn't seem to bother him. Floats it up to no success, however. And we're inside the last 2 minutes. Sweden need to be leading, you think, to give themselves a shot in the second half. Mohamed, Burson, Sipai. Has Stanley as an option, floats it up for him off the glass, like shelling peas. Turkey to back within 2. Masamba getting some treatment from Mohamed on his way to the ball. Serapovic looking at some options. Oh, offensive foul called. It was Sipai who drew it. And it's Eriksson, much to his frustration. And there's another foul. In fact, Begander is the man caught. I think that's his 3rd as well. He was the man who turned it over. And we see another timeout called. It's called by Turkey, interestingly, with just over a minute to play before half-time.
Sertaç, Bobby, Kenan verdik Bobby'ye. Metecan burada başla, bir adım dışarı pop et. Bobby pasını olayım. Go under the basket. Burada bekle. Evet.
No open shot, immediately Nick, don't wait. Make him next one. Here. Cut from that side after that. Hey, we want attack, contact, bonus, we want free throws like they do. Let's be smart and finish the second quarter in good way.
Some interesting scorelines coming in from around Europe as the European qualifiers continue for FIBA World Cup China 2019. Spain have come away with victory in Minsk. They've edged it thanks to a late unsportsmanlike from Belarus. Spain, the 84-82 winners, so they're going 3-0. Greece as well, 3-0 too, after their 87-75 win over Estonia in Group H. Some other results from earlier on. Israel beating Great Britain 82-75. Serbia, comfortable victors over Georgia, 105-87. Here's Turkey then. Mohamed. Burst back to Mohamed. Sipai bursting in some space, launches from downtown. Stanley battling for it and claims Turkey ball, and he'll get it as well. Another substitution as Sipai steps out, and we see Coxal come back in. Mohamed for Turkey. Normally Bobby Dixon, of course. Straight down the lane from Burson. We're all tied at 29. And the brief light for Sweden has just gone out. He had no real opposition down the lane either. It's got to be a frustration for Coach Bosnich. Håkansson for Sweden. 10 seconds on the shot clock. They need something here. Is Eriksson the man to provide? He's under all sorts of pressure, as is Håkansson. He's going to have to float it up. Be fantastic if he makes it from there, and he's not remotely near. And once again, Sweden forced into a shot clock violation. These are the moments, though, when the top teams just squeeze out a lead. And is that going to be the case for Turkey? May well be. This is the last possession of the half. Only a 4-second differential. Tunçer, all on his own, floats it up. Stanley surely got the touch on that occasion, and he did. So maybe one last chance for Sweden after all. Mamatoglu back into the game, Burson out. And as we see another timeout called, this time by Sweden. Can they take the advantage going into the half?
Hey, I'm on guards, 1 and 2. Screens here, Victor will receive the ball. Victor, they will make you receive the ball here, all right? If you can't receive, guards get the ball. When you're coming to offense, Chris, making screen here.
Uzun ama çok erken burayı açarsan bir sıkıntı olur. Yanından low protect'te kal. Sonrası sen follow et. Bu iki oyuncu switch. Öbür türlü
Well, Tunçer had his moments in the sun there, but no cover whatsoever. Spies left all exposed. Now it's up to the hosts. Can they get in front to take into the locker room? Floated up. Gaddis Force spurned the opportunity in the end. And despite Turkey's best efforts, and indeed Sweden's, we are all tied at 29 at the half. But Sweden have given Turkey so much to think about. Turkey's inside game slowly making a difference. Croatia have beaten Romania, well, the other way around, I beg your pardon. Romania have beaten Croatia 58-56. That one in Group D, along with Italy and the Netherlands. Group F, Bulgaria 76, Czech Republic 78. And in Group G, Austria, Georgia. Well, that one going the way of the Georgians, 78-64. Both games completed in Group H. Israel, well, they go 2-1 for the campaign, having beaten Great Britain 82-75. That one a little more close than it appears. And Greece 3-0 in Group H now, 87-75 winners over Estonia. Perhaps the highlights, Spain and Greece going 3-0. But that upset in Zadar. Romania, who were 12 points down at one stage, holding out to the very final play. Congratulations for them. We are all set to go here. Maybe there's a slight problem there for Marcus Eriksson, who leads all scorers as we get underway in the second half. Turkey possession, as you can see. Mohamed finds Coxell. Didn't have the greatest first half, did the Galatasaray shooting guard. Back inside from Mohamed, and Stanley is fouled by Borg for Sweden. He'll go to the line. And he has both his hands and his chin taken off for his pleasure. Borg's third foul. That might be a problem for Vedran Bosnic, the Bosnian coach of Sweden. An early trip to the line for Sedat Stanley. 7-foot centre. Averaged 14.5 points per game in the November window. He's been shooting nearly 60% in both the Turkish league and also in European competitions, so he knows what to do. As surely Coxell's foul is going to be called for the foul there. Masamba drawing it. Indeed it is. Burson, Coxell, Mamatoglu, Mohamed, Stanley on court for Turkey. Borg, Serapovic, Gadafalls, Masamba and Spires for Sweden. Here is Gadafalls with had a decent steal in the first half. Out of bounds it goes off Burson. Remember these teams with contrasting fortunes in November. Sweden having lost both, Turkey having won both. Serapovic with the two-point play that rolls out. Turkey with the rebound. Sweden need as good a start to this second half as they got in the first. You think Mamatoglu over the top. Stanley had Burson open. Oh, but it's almost stolen by Borg. Those things have to go Sweden's way if they're going to get something out of this. Mohamed takes it back from Burson and will try the three-pointer himself. Real problems from beyond the arc for Turkey. Their perimeter shooting has just not been remotely effective. 3 from 16, I think it is now. Borg all on his own, floats that up. Oh, was he looking for backup from Spires? Well, Sweden are going to get another go with 4 seconds left on the shot clock. Well, I have to find some cute inbounds play here, you would think. Samba calling out the orders, and born in the Congo. No sign of Eriksson yet. Has he got a problem there? As the officials confer. And there's the issue at hand. So 4.4, 4.6. Where's it going to end up at? 4.9. There we are. Plenty of time for Sweden to add another bucket. Masamba, Spires. Spires is going to go alone. Floats it up and does ever so well under intense pressure from Stanley. And look at the reaction for the coach. He's such a pleasure to watch. Vedran Bosnic, so involved in this game from moment one. Mohamed. I think Sweden needed that just to settle 1 or 2 nerves. Berson all on his own. Foul is called. I think it might be Spires on this occasion. He did ever so well at the other end of the court a moment ago, two ago. His second. Berson spurning the first of two from the line. Turkey's shooting from the stripe, less than effective. Shooting less than 55%. Only one from two there. They're up to 58% now. Masamba for Sweden. Gadefors. Serapovic. Spires. Got to get rid of it. Serapovic for three. Needs it as well. Sweden just looking for a bit of inspiration right now. Mohammed, he can produce that at any moment. As can Sanley. Oh, just rolls away and out. And the home team just riding their luck a little bit. You'd expect the big from Turkey, all 7 foot of him, to score from there. Serapovic. Full press as well come from Turkey. I think they sense a bit of vulnerability right now. Well, Masamba now will set up the half-court play. Tried it all himself. Oh, superb! Talk about nerves being settled. Masamba with a big, big three-point play potentially. His first of the night as well. And Sweden lead by 2. Mohammed for Turkey. Berson from the corner. Air ball. Here's Gadefors trying to get away. Serapovic, you've got to score from there. You have to land the slam. Getting carried away there, perhaps. The man who plays his club basketball in Minsk in Belarus. And it's now foul called on Masamba. Pretty straightforward call as well for the officials. But here it is again for Serapovic. Just lost it at the last moment. It looks superb when you pull it off, but you look a bit of a fool when it doesn't. Mamatoglu going all alone. Oh, great block. Spires, I think, got a piece of it. And Masamba for Sweden over the top. Great take from Gadefors. Inside to Spires. 2-point play. Sweden back to a 4-point lead. Great vision from Gadefors, and immediately the response from Sanley. We just saw the pictures there as play caught him. In fact, Mohammed with the 3-point play, so we're back to a 1-point game. And still treatment being applied to Magnus Eriksson's wrist. I think if they are going to win this, Eriksson has to take to the court at some point, but will he be able to risk? Oh, Borg is completely open. Nearly lost it as well, though. Spires thought about the tray. Gets the screen to Masamba. Back over the top to Spires. Brilliant! Sweden hanging tough in this third quarter. Masamba over the top. Spires buries it. Mohammed. Turin who's in the game. Oh, Mamatoglu. Almost a turnover, but it'll be Turkey ball. 9 seconds remaining. Turner in the game. Sapai in. Coxell and Berson out. Once again, that's the Sweden fans you can hear. It's not just the Turks that are making the noise. Mamatoglu all on his own. You know the result from there. We're tied at 38. And this game's intrigue continues to grow. Masamba. Gadefors. Gets the screen to Borg. 10 seconds on the clock. Serapovic. Borg all open. Got to land from there. You're not going to get any better opportunities than that. Can Turkey take the lead for the first time in what feels like a while? Sipahi inside to Sanli, but Masamba is there. Good defense there, good hustle from Sweden. It'll be their ball, I think. More changes coming as well. Great work from Masamba, and here is Eriksson into the game for the first time since the half. Borg steps out. Let's see how that, what looked like his right wrist, shapes up. All on his own, as you can see in the right corner of your screen. Gadafors looking at his options, needs to find one pretty quickly. Serapovic bails him out once again. Sweden are struggling for time here. Serapovic has got to put it up. How did he get free? Still can't make it. All rebound picked up by Spires. Masamba, another 24 seconds to Sweden. They won't need it, will they? Spires draws the foul from Stanley. He hates the call, doesn't he? But Sweden coming up big at that moment. You can see what the big's trying to do. What a contest we've got here in Stockholm. But is it going to come down to points from the line? 80% shooting so far from free throw range for Sweden. 58.3% for Turkey. That's not good enough. And maybe it might cost them in the end. Spies with both. One from two, of course, and he's into double figures though. Sipahi, Mohammed. Masamba right in his face there. And he's got to put it up himself. It seemed like almost an act of desperation there. Spires trying to go himself. It's a decent rebound from Serapovic. He'll get another bite at it. Finally gets it out. Masamba, Eriksson, not been involved in the game since it came on. Here though is Gadafors with the dunk. And Sweden lead by 3. And those visitors from Turkey have a moment more of concern. Intriguingly set up, this one, isn't it? Mohammed inside to Stanley. Oh, the inside game's gone to pot for Turkey right now. And that man Gadafors, a real influence on why. They don't need to rush it though, to Sweden. Just need some ice in the veins. Eriksson not had an attempt at the moment, but Serapovic will try for 3, and he lands it. And look at the punch in the air from the coach. 3-point play, gets the response back to the player involved, and Turkey called timeout, 6 points down. Key moments for the hosts. Can Sweden pull this off? Look at the Turkey coach, Sarika, not impressed whatsoever right now. And that outside game really hurting Turkey right now.
When we go in paint, but also we know that he will go back. He can't stand and give the pass. We have still Thomas Ball before. Wait him aggressive. When he get ball down, then we go back and we are in the paint. Next offense. Victor.
Well, you look at overall shooting inside the arc, there doesn't seem to be much of a difference between the two teams. 41% against 42%, Sweden, Turkey respectively. But that stat you saw on the screen just a moment or two ago, big stat. 24 points in the paint for the men in gold, 12 for the men in red. And Serapovic know they've got a chance here. There's real hope amongst these fans right now. But can they take the lead just even into the fourth quarter right now? Because surely Turkey are going to go on a run between now and the end of the third. We've got just over 3 minutes to play. Aram, Amatoglu, Mohamed, Sipahi and Turan on the court for Turkey. Here is Sipahi. Gets the screen from Herrar. Will go himself. Blocked. Away comes Sweden. Serapovic. Eriksson. He thought about it, didn't he? Well, posted up by Mohamed. What's the officials call? I think it's on Mohamed, judging by his face. Mosambe, it looks a bit ambitious. Heading for Gadafalls, I should say. And it could have been one or two players there who had the foul called on them. It is Mohamed in the end. Mosambe all the way back to Gadafalls. Remember, Sweden led by 9 just before the half. Mosambe over the top. Oh, brilliant! Nicholas Spires, take a bow, my friend. Sweden lead by 8. There's been 1 or 2 shots elsewhere in these European qualifiers for FIBA World Cup 2019, but it won't be big if Sweden finish this off. Mamatoglu to Mohamed, 4 seconds on the shot clock. It's going to be Mohamed. Oh, Mosambe has stayed down. You might hear more about that as the ball goes out of bounds. It's going to be Turkey ball, but Mosambe is still recovering. International basketball in all its glory right now. Let's see what happened here. Oh, elbow in the face. Not sure I would have got up by now if I'd seen that, but my word, that is special. And Spires knew when he was in mid-air that was going to be. Gadafalls steps out. Back in. There's that man. Hakanson, of course. Sipahi finds Mohamed. Key moments these for Turkey. Mosambe going so well to get straight back to the coalface. Mohamed for 3 off the rim. Whose ball is it? It's Sweden's. And that man is under pressure right now, have no doubt about that. Tuncher in, incidentally, as well for Mamatoglu. He knows he's under pressure right now. He's always under pressure as Turkey coach. Here's Ufuk Sarıkaya. Hakanson. Over the top once again, another alley-oop! And another alley-oop for Spires. He's gone crazy. The crowd are going crazy. And why not 2? Sweden lead by 10. The biggest lead of the night. Turkey under real pressure. But Herrar comes back. There's a block there from Spires. Turkey want the foul. They're not going to get it second time around either. What commitment now. They might not beat the buzzer either, but the foul is called on Eriksson. It's madness out there right now. The smiles that were all on the Sweden bench. Herrar in. There's the first block. Herrar gets another go. Spires is back for more. It's brilliant to watch this right now. And the alley-oop, Spires from both ends. 14 points to his name. How can you not enjoy this? Nicholas Spires, born and bred in the very British town of Tunbridge Wells. But it's Sipahi, and the very Turkish free throw. And they need the support of those fans who have made their way to Stockholm in good numbers. Spires with the rebound, 1 from 2 once again. That is really costing Turkey right now. Hakanson, Serapovic, Eriksson for 3. Always seemed outrageous. I wonder how much time he'll get on the court in the final quarter. Here's Hakanson for 3 off the rim. Great rebound from Spires, but was there a foul first? It was from Herrar, who seems surprised. But it's going to be another trip to the line for Sweden. Spires to the line. What a third quarter he's had. 6 from 9 at the moment. And that's 3 from 5 from the line. Everyone's wearing golden blazers right now inside the arena. It's wonderful, actually. 2 from 2. Nicholas Spires having a night to remember here. Turkey less so. They've got to get something, got to cut this lead back. Sipai almost holding on to it, just about under pressure from Eriksson, and there's the foul. It is Spires, is it? No, might be offensive foul, which immediately gets a response from Coach Sarika. He's doing his best to keep his emotions in check here. But eventually it's slipping out. Herrar called for that nudge on Eriksson. And is that the last chance Turkey are going to get in this third quarter? Borg is on. Hakanson. Here's Spires, the man to watch at the moment, floats it up. Always an ambitious attempt. And Turkey do get a last throw of the dice. Tunçer. 11 points they're down. Tunçer. Oh, could have been a big three-point play. Who's that come off last? It's going to be Sweden ball, I think. Nothing going Turkey's way in this third quarter. They're losing it 21-10, incidentally. And here's Hakanson. Eriksson will pick up ball. Never remotely going to make the shot from downtown. And listen to that home crowd. What a third quarter. Sweden beating Turkey all ends up in every conceivable department. And the consultations amongst the Sweden coaching team take ever more importance. An 11-point lead. What about that? Well, FIBA World Cup 2019 qualifiers usually mean excitement. But the nature of upsets is that they are very much the rarity. But it's definitely on here for Sweden. And Turkey somehow have to get some sort of outside presence because they're getting nothing out of this guy, Nicholas Spires. If you're not familiar with him, he came through the Barcelona academy system from the age of 2016. From the age of 16, I beg your pardon, in 2010. Having been brought up in Tunbridge Wells in England. And he's just had a third quarter to die for here. Spent some time with Getafe as well. But has been playing in Sweden for three or four seasons. Now he's finally back in Spain, back playing in the Liga Endensa, and he's done ever so well here and putting Turkey to the sword almost single-handedly. Now, penny for that man's thoughts. Vedran Bosnic. He's been in charge of Sweden now for getting on for 5 years, but Sweden are never going to get a better chance than this to pull off one of the shocks of European qualifying for FIBA World Cup 2019. But that turnover doesn't help. Tunçer for Turkey. Turkey with Herrar, Burson, Koksal, Sipahi and Tunçer on the court. Here's Sipahi. Tries the long two, or from mid-range at least. And that should just settle the first worries for Turkey. They still trail by 9, though. Sweden with Borg, Serafovic, Eriksson, Hakanson and Spires. Not going to take Spires off right now, are they? Borg almost turning the ball over. Under pressure from Sipahi. And he draws the foul from the Turk as well. Coach Bosnic, plenty to say, as you can well understand. The other game in Group B, incidentally, is all finished, and Ukraine have pulled off something of a surprise, beating Latvia in Riga 82-68. Borg back outside. And the three-point play doesn't work for Sweden. And they need to just keep Turkey slightly worried. You think if Turkey can just get level, there might only be one winner from this, because they know how, but they also know how to give offensive fouls away. And I think it's Burson who's been caught. He certainly had the strongest reaction. Coach Surica not impressed at all, but we've seen plenty of those given. Plenty of those decisions have been called, and the officials have been very consistent in that respect. Serapovic for Sweden. Håkansson back to Borg. Spires back with Håkansson. Serapovic, offensive foul called. Spires gets another foul called on him. His third foul. He should be okay. Been a key player for Sweden as we've been watching. Sapai looking for a foul off the ball, but he's not going to get it. And there's that contest once again. Oh, that was a foul. Oh, just a little bit late there, and that's his fourth, I believe. And he's got to watch himself. And not surprisingly, Coach Bosnic is taking him straight off. Masamba back in. I suspect Masamba was going to come in at some stage anyway. 8:22 to play. Sweden up by 9. Looking for their first win in Group B. Turkey looking to go 3-0. With Latvia to come in Riga on Monday. Sandley. Oh, straight out of bounds. Poor communication between him and Tunche. He's getting a little tense, isn't he? Keen to slap Serapovic as he makes his way to the sidelines. As we see Douglas Balbe make his first introduction into the contest. Something of a surprise at this stage. Tunche out, Gadafors in the game, and there he is for Sweden. Håkansson finds that man Spires. Floated up superbly. Sweden on the board, it's Marcus Eriksson. Lead back up to 11. Sweden looking confident. Turkey just know they've got to find something here. Burson thought about the trait. Slips it to Coxell. Oh, blocked! That man Spires again! And brings the crowd to their feet, at least those in gold and blue. Håkansson back to Spires. 5 blocks. How about that? And Coxell looked all the world the winner on that battle. Burson with another foul, incidentally, at the other end. Well, this must be one of his best nights as Sweden coach if they can finish this off. And we're going to see Burson step out, and Sandley's coming back in. Mohamed back in, Sapai out. Sweden still with possession, getting into for Turkey. Masamba, ooh, Sweden player goes to ground to Eriksson, but there's no sound of the whistle until Mohamed goes to ground, and it's a foul called, I think, on Håkansson. Sweden fans don't like it. And that's about as clear a foul as you are likely to see, and there's no point in protesting And it's as blatant as that. Senli. Kotsa. Balbe. Senli gets it to Mohamed. 5 seconds on the shot clock. Mohamed is going to have to come from the big. Here's Senli up against Gadafors. And Senli wins. Still, Turkey only within 9. That's good work at the low post there, wasn't it? And in came Eriksson to try and help out. 2-on-1. Worked out in favour of the Turks. Spires. Got to get rid of it. Masamba. 5 seconds now on the shot clock. He's got to float it up himself, Masamba. Fouled by Balbe. Well, he's been kidded there as the 6-1 point guard from Efes. Only getting around 15 minutes a game for his club this season. And he's not getting much more for the national team either. Masamba. Key moments here. Sweden have had the edge from the strike. 77% against 57 until that first one went away. Masamba, though, responds with the second. 10-point lead for Sweden. Looking to hang on here. Senli. Kotsa. Back to Senli. Oh, great block again from Spires. And away comes Sweden. Håkansson. Gadafors. Over the top. Eriksson for 3 off the rim. And Masamba with a fabulous rebound. Look at the Sweden bench all off in a flash. Håkansson. Can he do it himself? He's going to float it up. I think he thought that Spires was going to come in for the alley-oop, but he opted to stay put. Nonetheless, Sweden can wind the clock down a little bit more. Håkansson on his own, back to Spires! Off the rim and finished off by Gadafors. And Sweden's got plenty to say to his Turkish opposite numbers. Sweden are bossing this in Stockholm. Håkansson with the responsibility taken. Spires tries to finish it off. And Gadafors loves the slam. And what about the contrasting reactions? Hands in the air from the Sweden fans. Heads in hands from those supporting Turkey. Problems for the Turkish bench, they call a timeout.
One time you play horse, but like this. First play with number 4. Some play.
To give them to run. Don't hurry. Stop and take the pass. Defense same with more contact.
One to give.
One to give. One to give.
Nobody have ball trouble, right?
Go to contact. If we have the chance.
Coach Bosnich very clear, making sure his players know the situation in the game. 12 points to the good. Look at that from Spires. He's loving every minute of that. And he's been involved at both ends. And I can't believe he's sitting out right now. Surely it's only a brief break. 6 from 10, 6 rebounds to his name, 5 blocks too. Ufuk Sarika looks a very worried man now, as well he might. 12 points down, but still time with less than 6 minutes to play. Mohamed for 3 off the rim. It's just not worked for them. 5 from 24 now. From outside shooting. Balbe. Oh, it's so messy there. Aldemir's come on, and Balbe will have to finish the job off himself. 10-point lead. Still hope for Turkey to avoid a very embarrassing upset in Stockholm. Håkansson for Sweden. We're entering the final 5 minutes. Gadafors. Håkansson for way back. Oh, he's nailed it. He's absolutely nailed it. Sweden believe. And why wouldn't you, when they can do things like that? Mohamed, Senli. It's awfully reminiscent of some of the performances at Eurobasket, this from Turkey. And that was against much stronger opposition. Balbe, Senli for three, off the rim, yet another outside shooting opportunity goes begging. And Beganda, who stepped in at the expense of Spires, does well to draw the foul. And that's what the coach called for in the timeout. They had a foul to give, and he might as well give it. And Beganda has done his bit. And Spires, I think, is back in the game. Yes, he is. Beganda's fourth foul, as you can see. Mohamed inside to Demir. And it's going to be he to go to the line after Massamba is called for the foul. 13-point lead. But you would still think that Turkey will be in control of Group B, even if they were to lose this one. As Ademir spurns the first. But they're going to have to win in Riga on Monday. Although they do have the cushion of 2 home games to come in the third window of the season. Ukraine and Sweden, where you really can't see them losing either of those, as both rebounds go the way of Sweden. And Turkey, through Ademir, misses both. Cocks up. Well, there was frustration personified as he took his seat on the sidelines. 4:22 remaining. It's going to be some night in Stockholm if Sweden do this. And those Turkey fans have gone awfully quiet. How often do you say that? Hakansson, alley-oop for Spires, does well to keep it in play. I think he was looking for the inbounds play. Never really worked. Mehmetoglu, Balbe. Intense pressure on Turkey here. Mehmetoglu over the top to Senli, but there's a foul called on Hakansson. Bear in mind, however, that if Sweden were to qualify for the second round of games, and this defeat for Turkey, if it is a defeat, will be carried through to the second round of games. 3 to qualify from this Group B, as indeed all the groups, as we see Senli. It's another one from the line. Turkey just not good enough from 3-throw range. They're not even making 50% shooting. And what about the expression on those Turkey fans' faces? 1 from 2 at least. And we're back to a 12-point margin. But Sweden in complete control right now. Kind of falls over the top. Spires can't get hold of it this time. A little bit telegraphed on that occasion, the alley-oop. Mohamed away for Turkey. Mehmetoglu with Eriksson for company finds Senli. Mohamed for 3. Oh, Turkey needed like a man needs air. Cuts the deficit down to single figures, but it's still asking a lot for Turkey to win it from here. But that's the sort of trait that can put doubt in the minds of your opponents, and no wonder coach Bosnic keen to take the time out with 3:22 left.
Control this. We're leading. We don't need to give them anything. Longer offense. Longer offense. Listen up. We play inside play for Chris if he's small guy on him. Or Victor, doesn't matter.
Follow. Bir doğuş. Burada trebi yaparız. Oradan çalmaya çalışalım. Arkası matchup. If you make switch.
Well, what do those Turkey fans believe at this stage? Less than 4 minutes to play in this. Their heroes down by 9. They're just edging this final quarter, but it's that third period that has really cost them. When Spires was going nuts. That man there, Nicholas Spires. Sure there's one or two in Britain who will think that he could have given GB a boost in their World Cup qualifying campaign. But that now water under the bridge. There's Eriksson. Gets it to Masamba. Gets it back. He's all open. He's got to go for 3. But was that the shot rather casually taken? Mohamed trying to show him how it's done, but it's off the rim, and Eriksson gets the rebound. Approaching 3 minutes to play. Still time for Turkey yet. Masamba finds Gadafors at the low post, shakes off Mohamed, no foul called, but no points either. Mamatoglu, oh, he had the opening there for a moment, didn't he? Will try it again for 2 and makes it. The lead cut down to 7. Who's got ice in the Swedish veins now? Turkey still with a foul to give as well. Here's Eriksson. Doesn't even find the rim, and they're a little bit lucky there, Sweden, to get possession. They're worried. I think he's worried too. It was absolutely nowhere near from Eriksson. And a technical call on Mohamed. The officials have heard enough, and he's going to explain the call to the coach. I don't think I've ever met a shy, retiring and quiet point guard, and certainly Ali Mohamed isn't one of them. Oh, brilliant from Serapovic. It just rolled out for him. He was so unlucky. And now he's called for the foul, I think, as well. So unfortunate. It's one of those, you just wonder how it's not counted. And because Sweden are on 16 fouls or more, Mohamed is going to go to the line. Belief burns strong in those Turkey fans, though. Mohamed makes both. We've got a 5-point game. Listen to that noise. Everywhere Turkey play, they bring passion, volume, and so much volume to any arena. Ali Mohamed, once known as Bobby Dixon, of course. Oh, misses the second, gets the rebound. That could be even more important. Mamatoglu for Turkey, rolls out again, and Sweden get the rebound. 6-point game. Gadafors, oh, turnover. Balbe comes away with it. Well, we've already seen Belarus and Spain go down to the last play. Is this going to go similar? Mamatoglu, oh, nails it. 3 points when Turkey most needed it. Timeout called. And Coach Bosnich, for the first time in a while, has the look of a worried man. And suddenly, there's not just hope in the stands for the Turkey fans. There's hope amongst the Turkey players as well. Mamatoglu coming up with a play, but what about that from Balbe? Gadafors caught napping. And look out for those men and women in red to leap up off their seats behind Mamatoglu. Timeout, Sweden.
We have good shots finished and not half. This is good shot. If they stay 1v1, passes, and we play fist on this guy, corners ready to cut the other side. Listen, if they play man, we play fist, pass or fist. 4 corners, contact guys, contact, they're in bonus. They will also make a
Geçtik. Eğer two oynarsak Sertaç Furkan, first move, use the Furkan pick.
Well, there's been upsets tonight already in the European qualifiers for FIBA World Cup China 2019. Croatia surprisingly losing at home by 2 points to Romania. Spain taken all the way in men's, Belarus 82, Spain 84. Ukraine also in Group B, something of a surprise in Latvia. But of course, no Porzingis because of injury for Latvia. Now, what's going on here? What on earth is going on there? The officials not happy with something. Håkansson, incidentally, back in the game for Sweden. Gadefors steps out. So it's Serapovic, Eriksson, Håkansson, Masamba, Spires for Sweden. Aldemir, Balbay, Mamatoglu, Mohamed and Sanli for Turkey. 3-point game. Anybody's now. 1 second short of 2 minutes in this one. Who knows? What about overtime? Can you take that? Now it's those Turkey fans who are getting loud. Sweden fans possibly a little bit more like their team, a little bit on the nervous side. Both teams working the officials. Coach Bosnich expected. Masamba over the top. Takes out Eriksson. What Sweden don't need is another shot clock violation. They've had at least 4 already tonight. Håkansson from downtown. Oh, so unlucky. And Turkey can tie it up. Mohamed, listen to the noise inside the arena. Mohamed with all sorts of pressure from Spires. Floats it up to Sanli. Turnover. Serapovic comes away with it. Spires, Mohamed. Every possession matters. Every turnover matters now. Sweden goes out of play. Whose ball is it? The officials consult. Both coaches working them. And there's a foul called. I think the foul is on Mamatoglu. No, it's certainly not Mamatoglu. It's on Aldemir, I think. And Masamba looks like he's going to go to the line with Turkey on the team fouls. Now then. Pressure moments in any game. This is certainly one of them. As Håkansson steps back out, now I think Gadefors is going to come back in. But the officials are just going to have a look on the monitors. Perhaps there's a... Well, I'm not entirely certain what the clarification needed by the officials is. But all sorts of instructions being passed on. Mohamed getting them from Coach Sarika. Håkansson getting the instructions from Bosnich. I'm just going to watch this again. So it's lost by Håkansson. Balbay in there trying to put Aldemir away. Masamba and Aldemir go flying, and that's not the first time for Masamba. Certainly the officials want to make sure they get this right. Masamba does go to the line and needs to make both, and he misses the first. Oh, pity those Sweden fans going through agony right now, but Masamba makes that. At least they're 2 possessions clear. 4 points in it. Every possession counting right now. Masamba's had a fine game from guard, but it's Balbay in possession for Turkey. Mamatoglu needs a screen, getting somehow from Aldemir. Sanli for 3, off the rim. Who's going to get the rebound? It's Turkey. Balbay back out to Mamatoglu, does well to avoid the cover. Nails the 3. Turkey's within a point. We're inside the final minute. Can this game get any better? Masamba for Sweden, who led by 9, who led by 12 for goodness sake. Eriksson was so cool in the first half, playing with a wrist injury of some sort as well. He's going to take responsibility himself. No, it's Serapovic doesn't make the 3. Can Turkey get out of jail here? Mohamed, they're not calling the timeout. Mamatoglu, can he land a second? No, misses. And now surely Sweden just have to hold on to possession. Gadefors perhaps trying to draw the foul from Balbay. Nobody calling a timeout. Is this the last play? No, turnover! Just when Sweden didn't need it! Balbe! Turkey with a chance to win it in regulation. Mohamed floats it up! Blocked! But is the foul called? Mohamed going straight into Gadafaltu. You can tell what he wants right now. And this is the call that might just decide the game. 2.5 left on the clock. What was Eriksson doing? Balbe picked it up. Now here's the moment. Is that a block or is that a foul? If I'm Gadafals, I'm worried. The initial call is for the block. That's what's coming up on my screen. But does Gadafals make contact? And that looks more foul than block to me. Everybody watching what the referees are going to do now. And the referee's going to look at it, but that's the key angle. Does he get the ball? Which way is the referee going to call this one? And the game in the balance. 1 point in it. Mohamed could go to the line. Referee still looking at the screens. I think it's Sweden ball. Mohamed has it knocked out of him by Gadafals. Turkey's free throw shooting has not been brilliant, to say the least, mind you, in this game. Turkey ball. Here's the cry from the Tannoy announcer. Both coaches having the decision explained to them. Masamba protesting Sweden's case as well. Turkey ball, that is clear. But are they going to the line? Timeout for Turkey. Well, you can hear the reaction of the Turkey fans, because Bosnic is certainly going to protest his case. And the upshot of all of that is, it is called a block, but it's come off Gadafals. Now, on my screen, it says 8 seconds to play. Now, if that's right, then that changes the situation entirely, doesn't it? And Turkey only need an inside play to win it with the last play.
No, we have the contact all the time. No stupid foul. We don't have the time after that. We must play clear defense for 2 seconds. That means after the release, aggressive, no jump, close to them. All right, I know.
Sweden ranked 54 in the world against Turkey, ranked 13th, I beg your pardon. Gap of over 40 places in the FIBA World Rankings presented by Nike. This would be an amazing win if they pull it off. Last possession then. Turkey with Aldemir Balbe, Mamatoglu Mohamed and Sanli on the court. 2.5 seconds of play. Can they do it? Sanli's got to put it up. Does it land? Off the rim! And Sweden have done it! Sweden have beaten Turkey in Stockholm. And look at those men in gold go nuts! And the men and women in the fans, in the stands too. It's a shock to end all shocks. Sweden have beaten Turkey. And the reaction from the Turkey players shows you they know what a result this is. Coach Bosnic has been all action on the sidelines, and he'll be all action now. Nicholas Spires, sensational in that third quarter. 16 points to his name, but crucially, 5 blocks. at the end of the game as well. 6 in the end too. Sensational game. Turkey lose out. They're still in control of Group B, but it's a famous, famous night for Swedish basketball. They win it by a point, 59-58, and they're going to celebrate long and hard in Stockholm. What Turkey will make of that outside shooting for them, I have no idea. 8 from 32, just not good enough. Offensive rebounds in the end helped by that Spires performance. 6 rebounds, 6 blocks, 16 points to him. 8 blocks in all. Amazing performance, one each also for Serapovic and Gadapors, and they're going to take their claim from the fans. Why not? Shock of not just the February window, but probably the FIBA World Cup qualifying campaign so far. Spires with 16. MVP, no question. The whole team are going to enjoy this. And why on earth shouldn't they? Remember, this is a country that the last major finals appearance at a FIBA tournament was back in 2013. That wasn't an awful lot before then either.